Hello everyone. You are once again welcome on board to Global Education Channel. If you are new to this channel, my name is Isholadavidademola. I'm the owner of the channel, and this channel is meant for the advocacy and advancement of agricultural education and management. As I did the introduction in my first video excerpt. Now tonight, we want to start our discussion, and today I'm talking about agricultural education. Under agricultural education, I want to talk today on weed. Weed are pests, plant pests that thrive and compete with planted crops on the farm. And weeds might be useful and competitive in its mode with crops. Useful to man and competitive with crops. However, still useful to plants as manure, as mulch, as sticks, and likewise like that. But today, I want to look at a particular weed called Apis surveillance. Apis surveillance is popularly known as mosquito expeller. It is otherwise called ignot, and the English name is known as spikenard or chain, also known as bombings. It's also known as bushmint. It's a native of America, from the family of Laminaceae, and it is not naturally growing all worldwide. It can be found in America, Australia, Africa, West Indies, Mexico, and Brazil. Plant description. The plant description of this weed will not be so much clear to every one of us unless you see it physically. And that's why I come with specimens of these plants at various growth heights. You can see this is what we call Apis surveillance. You can see plant description of Apis surveillance. This weed in my hand is known as Apis surveillance. The English name is bushmint, also called pignut or spikenard. And if you look at the plants from the bottom, it has fibrous roots. Then it has a woody stem, and at the upper part of the stem, it has a square shape. It's a branched plant. You can see so many branches right from the land's level. It has so many branches up to the flower level of the plant. Grows, have a lot of branches. So it grows prolifically. Anywhere it germinates. It grows very profusely and prolifically. The leaves are tooth margin, and it has clusters of purple flower. You can see the flower. This is purple flower. Yeah, clustered purple flowers. And this plant is an annual plant and very prevalent everywhere. It's prevalent in Africa, prevalent worldwide. That's a worldwide prevalency. And in this discussion, I want to also look at the uses of the plant. Each plant is quite very useful. Very useful because it has some good composition. So I'm going to talk about the composition, the plant chemical composition. The plant chemical composition of Apis surveillance is very rich in oil, very rich in acids, and very rich in other active compounds. And these acids, oils, active compounds, they make the plant very useful for man. Some of the uses of Apis surveillance for man include the inhibition of pathogens, especially aspergillus. It inhibits aspergillus, flavors, and others. It inhibits them, especially in treating human aspergillus diseases. And not only that, it is also is fresh and dried leaves. These fresh leaves, as we are looking at it, and when it is dried, the fresh leaf And the dry leaves are better mosquito repellers. In fact, it repels mosquito than cassia and other kind of plants, according to research. So it's a very good mosquito repeller. Just as I'm holding it, if you put it in the house, fresh like this as a whole plant, you find out that it repels mosquitoes. Why? Because it's a plant that is very aromatic. And the aroma, which is a mint odor, repels the mosquitoes. And the dry one also, when it is squeezed and put on coals of fire, it also repels mosquito. So either fresh or dry leaves or dry plants of this plant are high mosquito repellers. Not only repelling mosquitoes, this plant is also used medically for treating so many diseases. Talk of ulcer, talk of cramp, talk of kidney disease, antifungal, antibacterial, anti-ulcer, talk of so many diseases, gastrointestinal disorders, cramps, and various diseases like that, which you can use this plant to treat. It is medically and pharmaceutically useful. They use it in producing drugs that cures diseases. Notwithstanding, not only that, it has tapinoid. This tapinoid contains usolic acid, which has been found to be very effective against the COVID-19 pandemic and HIV virus, which has no effective vaccine, as reported by the Journal of Pharmaceutical Science of 2021, volume 7, article 65. So this Apis is a very useful plant for man. However, highly competitive with crops on the farmland. And because of its competitive attributes, nature, that is why I want to talk about the control of Apis surveillance. The plant is a very useful plant, and that is why it has been termed an unexplored weed. That is a weed in which its usefulness to man has not been exhausted through research. Research has not finished finding out its usefulness. Just as I've said, under the usefulness of the plant, it's effective against COVID-19 and HIV virus. But not many people knew it, that you can use it for these diseases. But it has been reported by Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences that it is effective for COVID-19 and HIV virus. And on the side of agriculture, these plants, as I mentioned earlier, is quite competitive with our crops on the farmland. And because of its competitive attributes, because of its sporadic growth and sporadic production of seeds and prevalent everywhere, not only on the farmland, even the home surrounding, on the road everywhere, you can find this apis growing very profusely. And so, because of this competitive ability of this crop, it can overshoot crops when it is not highly enough taken care of, highly enough controlled. And that is why the control of these plants is very essential. And in controlling apis surveillance, one needs to consult the agrochemical agencies of one's country for prescription of the best chemical or pesticide that can be used to control apis. However, for the purpose of this discussion, I would recommend amine, I would recommend Quimiba, and diafolate chemical. In part of our own countries here, we have Paradox, we have glyphosate, we have newer water, and wheat fox. All these chemicals are effective in controlling apis. However, being controlled on the farm, I noticed one thing of interest to me, which is why I picked up these plants as a plant for discussion. I knew these plants since the 1980s, all over my country, everywhere I've been to. have been seeing the plants. And I still found that from 1980s and to this time of 2024, its surveillance is still more prominent everywhere. In fact, it's growing sporadically and prevalent everywhere. Why? And now find out its persistence, its tolerance, and its prevalence has to be studied for effective control more than ever before. So, I'm picking it up as a kind of challenge to weed control research agencies so that they can find effective control of these weeds so that we can reduce its effects on our farmlands and even in our home environment. And not only that, I'm also leaving the plants as a challenge to medical research agencies to search more, to make more researches on the plants so as to be able to discover more of what the plant can do for humanity. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I want to remind you to click the subscription button in order to follow me on this global education channel. Moreover, I want you to share with your friends and other stakeholders who will like and benefit from this channel. And don't forget also, click the notification button so that YouTube can notify you when my new videos are out. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.